Plant versus the Greninja first here. Why is it always Piranha Plant having this insano combo at Collision? This is
Could not tell you.
during squads, and it's always us doing it.
Could not
It's
tell you.
always
Lyric.
us casting.
It's just like randomly Plant pops off, and it's like, all right, you know, like
You got
if
it.
a Plant is going to put together something like that, then hey, I can go on. Like, let's see what Plant can do. Raise him on the tier list as we take into a very tenuous start to down air out of shield, but a nice little overshoot there from Sen to north of force. You know what? I just love Mars is able to respond to ledge scenarios with 50%. Like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just going to turn this situation that's typically advantage for you into so much damage.
I always like to say whenever I'm casting a grand finals is that the person from losers is always going to have a little bit of an advantage just because you're warm, right?
Very true.
You're warm, you've played this very intense game 5 set earlier, and now you're going hot back into it. But the thing is, I feel like Mars has just been ready to go. It's like, all right, finally, my turn. And the way that he's chasing around Sen, it's just making it so much more comfortable for him to kind of get in line with an edge guard here. Still, though, the water here going to actually send away the Patui. That is
huge.
an interaction that we're definitely going to need to keep track of.
Yeah, the wind boxes on that Hydro Pump is going to be everything to dash attack into the backer, but the reversal coming out from Send that time, looking for any opportunities to utilize this weight, take a hit, and deal one back. The Patui comes down, no water to get away from it that time.
Oh, so scary, though, if you're Mars here. I mean, I was about to say.
Nowhere to go.
Piranha Plant edge guarding is so tricky, right? A lot of the times when you play like a Piranha Plant that just kind of picks it up, it's like, let me throw the Patui off the ledge. But then you have Poison Cloud, you have Plant itself and Patui all there. It's kind of tricky to kind of navigate that situation.
Not to mention the down B stalls in order to send out a massively long hitbox at any given time. The fourth throw's not going to do it as this Falcon looks to try and pick up where he left off. The back air whiffing on the straightly upwards recovery on the part of Send as he is still surviving. Still, wow, even with a Falcon dive from mid-screen, not going to do it.
Yeah, like we said, Piranha Plant, one of those kind of like secret heavies that you kind of don't really expect here, but still already this Falcon has not been able to get completely set up, and the Falcon kick actually loses out to the down special from Piranha Plant. It's okay, we were able to get that stock, but funny interaction as always.
He was body blocked by that, but just tilted the wrong way because Sen thought he would get crossed up. But, I mean, you can't pass through people in this game, and it's seemingly like Mars is going to get this opportunity to put on some damage. Now he actually has a character he can combo that's not upwards of 150.
Absolutely. Still, though, it is going to be Mars who's starting to get a little bit back of the wind into the sail, right? I felt like the first characters for both players a little bit clunky, right? And that kind of happens when you're going back into a set. Like, yo, let me feel this out a little bit more. We're playing a little bit more of those footsies, a little bit more of that neutral. The up smash not going to be able to do it, but the up air doesn't go all the way through. Is Captain Falcon's alive, at least for the moment here, but able to get the drag down, unable to get anything else. Weak hit knee, but finds the strong hit after, loses the stock for it, but Mars is not playing around.
He will take that every day of the week because that puts him in an even scenario against Sen's not main character and a matchup that he has practiced for a million times over. Like, that is something where you take that trade and put your bet on your best character.
Absolutely, and things already looking for Mars so much more comfortable, right? These space aerials from both players, right? Looking real good. Now, granted, Send, this may not be his, main character, but if it's anything any good player in 2024 knows how to do now, it's Palutena combos, right? We know how to nair, we know how to up air. We'll be able to grab the ledge. Mars trying to trick off stage just a little bit, finds the nair, finds the back air, and potentially going all the way down there, but beautiful up air hitbox coming out from Send here.
Yeah, Sen just putting in like tried and true zero suit type counterplay. No neutral get-ups, a lot of patience, but the Zair into boost kick. You may have counterplay to the B&Bs of Zero Suit, avoiding some of the easy setups that Mars has been threatening. But when you get hit by a Zair like that, you know Mars is ready to find the pickup and understand what type of hits he got and where you are in the air in relation to it. Early Zair, low to the ground, that's a boost kick and a slick conversion from Mars to take game number 1.
I think this interaction right here was kind of how the set was going at that point, right? Things weren't going through all the way to fruition in terms of combos, right? We're seeing like things fall out of each other, and then Mars was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna lose this stock, start straight, and we're just gonna go ahead right on into it. Now here we go. we're getting a little bit of a lineup change, honestly, on both sides. But I do want to say that there. Okay, come on, man. Let me allude into it.
Sorry, I just reacted.
A certain Sheik is now coming into the play here. Why do you think we're on Sheik?
We're digging deep into the pockets, but she can theoretically really pressure and keep up with a lot of these characters.
So anyway, now we're on Ridley, and we saw Ridley do.
So like, I feel like Send has gotten punished for exactly that jump a couple of times now, both on Chag and on Mars. Just like, hey, I want to jump back to ledge to conserve my resources, but they're gonna blow you up for that because no one's letting you get any space for free at this late in bracket.
So remember when I was talking about Ridley versus Incineroar? It's kind of the same thing with Falcon here too. We're able to kind of drag Falcon off and then force him into some tricky scenarios off stage here. And so far, that's what Sen's game plan has been. But look how kind of uncomfortable he is. That whole edge, or the neutral beam, is actually in the center of the stage. There's the up air from below the ledge here, trying to anticipate the roll in. I'm expecting a Space Pirate rush here coming out from Sen that'll drag Mars all the way across the stage into that stock. But here comes Greninja. This matchup, I cannot say I've casted in recent memory at all.
Yeah, I don't remember if any time I've seen Solar Beam against Luminous in bracket. But hey, like, we're seeing Solar Beam against Luminous at home.
Meanwhile, it's two top players. Oh my god. Still, though, looking good so far. If you're Sen, you're able to kind of stabilize, right? Because that Sheik was just sent all the way into that blast zone. Mars having absolutely none of it, though. Still, I just love the aggression from the Greninja here. Finds the up air. Is going to be enough. Mars absolutely laying on the pain train.
And this is the type of game that Mars really, really needed after a kind of a messy previous one.
Sen.
We are feeling it right now. Looking for the neutral check reset was just a little bit too early was Mars. And I mean, we're finding everything that Mars wanted, and he's in full flow mode with this Greninja. Like, every time it has hit the screen in Squad Strike, it has impressed.
Absolutely.
Look at these parries.
Like, the parries are on point. It's just the fact that two up smashes, man. Yeah. Like, you got to stop landing into me at that point. That's in your head, and that is going to be Mars almost finding the KO with the forward air, doing a little bit, anticipating, you know what, anticipating for Sen to throw out an option there. So that is the correct thing by Mars. But look at that by Sen. Beautiful yo-yo angle here. Mars not going to be able to make it back, a little bit too far out. We are on last character, so amazing on Sen to be able to stabilize, but I mean, it's at 131, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not looking too good.
And there are lines here. We saw PK Rocket close out of stock in the previous game, in the previous set rather, against Chag. We've seen what this Nest can pull off in very, very clear moments, especially when involving the platform. But Mars is not giving him any room. The grab release potentially setting up into something, but Mars is starting to throw out hitboxes that are completely whiffing thanks to Sen staying grounded.
Yeah, still though, PK Fire is going to be able to connect. Sen
already
holding
60.
Strong too. You saw the PK Rocket.
Oh,
so it's lining up. It is a thought here, but it will be the side special that does take game number 2 for Mars. But we got to give Sen his flowers, right? He definitely brought it back after what was a tragic, end to Sheik. Now listen, we're here in New Jersey. We love Sheik. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
WebJP lives here. But man,
that Sheik goes on the shelf.
Yeah, maybe not my favorite use of Sheik, but it will be the same lineup coming out from Mars. I think the Greninja has only gotten better throughout time, man.
Clearly, it has been incredible for every single time that it's been on the screen. It has made that single stock of showing matter, like, incredibly, incredibly positive throughout this bracket. This time, actually, we're starting off with the Zero Suit from Mars, a massive change-up from what his typical lineup is, leaving Zero Suit as the anchor. Maybe he's trying to get this bracket wrapped up immediately, give Send no quarter, or he saw the Steve and recognized his best matchup was definitely going to be the Zero Suit.
Well, I think, I'm more tempted to kind of follow you on that second line, right? Seeing that Send pick Steve, saying, you know what, hey, let me just get this out of here before it kind of goes out of, off the rails, if you will. Now, we saw Steve earlier from Chase, and what we said is that Squad Strike for Steve especially may not be my favorite format for this character, right? We're really unable to kind of, like, get the ball ball rolling, if you will. And if you are, right, you have to put Steve first. So I think Mars kind of going for the aggressive play here, setting up Zero Suit first, saying, you know what, if I'm able to get this out of here, I'll feel a little bit better. Already pretty good here. But look at the way that Mars weaving in and out so aggressively here, waiting for that anvil to drop. So many times players just drop the shield right before here. But honestly, gotta look at Sen too, looking a lot more comfortable on the Steve.
Yeah, the Steve has looked pretty solid, though he's very, very low into his mining loop, so not a ton of resources online. A very interesting recovery route, and hey, it worked out, then caught the jump out of shield with the up smash. A weird scramble turning positive for Sen, who got a lot of time to mine, finds the diamond, finds the iron, finds the gold, and a full resource bar of everything you need, and now it's gone. And
now Mars finds the stock as we're moving on into our second characters here. I think it's really important to note, of course, Ness still waiting in the back foot for Sen here, but this Rob has to get a lock done here. But my goodness, I love the way that Sen plays so aggressively, right? I feel like we have just had a bracket of players just beating each other up, right? Constant aggression all the time. But one of the things that Greninja definitely does have are these juggles, right? And while Greninja may be a little bit lighter, it just looks really good for Mars to be able to stay so confidently in Rob's face.
Yeah, completely pushing, missing the drag down, wanted to land on the platform for the drag down tilt forward smash off stage. Instead, we are just anti-airing with what is usually a pretty precise hitbox with that sweet spot of Greninja up smash, but Mars has found it and has been positioning beautifully throughout this entire bracket. Ooh. Gotta be careful, though, as Rob with Rage can be threatening stock at a moment's notice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if it's something to note out, Sen has definitely gotten hit by double up smash a little bit too much for my liking so far this set. Yeah. Still, though, finds the back air over the laser. It will be the air dodge caught out by the water shuriken. Send on last character at this point here. And now, honestly, it's not impossible, right? No, but Falcon is still waiting at the wings, Ubel.
Yeah, I mean, Falcon is an exploitable character on a Ness that has time and time again recognized flaws and found openings. But it's getting through the tyrant that is Greninja. Lyric, like multiple times over. Greninja's been able to find massive damage, already doing 70 and only getting the back throw because you missed the grab, just pulling the trigger too early. The Falcon comes down. Are we finishing the bracket with this stock, Lyric?
Oh, so close. I feel like Mars sometimes throws out these up smashes expecting an empty land into him. I mean, it is Ness. They love to land with an option here, but look at Sen now starting to dance around Mars here with all these options. There's the down air, there's the up air. Can we finish it with a knee for the crowd? Unable to find the rocket, but here we go. Finds the forward throw, and now it's all Send, right? What is he going for? All right.
Okay, so that's like a really neat trick. If you've never seen it before, you can bounce off the ground and get another one, do a quick loop and get a quick rocket, which either towards center stage or if you're feeling really risky, back towards the opponent. However, that only really works if your opponent doesn't know the answer. And the answer is just hit him.
Yeah, let's peep this one more time. It wasn't exactly the most exciting end, right? So recognizes the bounce up, but that's on stage, right? So Mars is like, whoa, nice.
Yeah, as soon as you see the second rocket, it's like, oh, he's a sitting duck, letting the knee rip. And Mars repping the Falcon throughout the room, mostly against Sen, but in this top 8, finding a huge win with it. His Squad Strike quartet of Joker, Falcon, Zero Suit, and the Greninja, most especially, taking the W from winner side 3-0.
For Team Villain.
For Team Villain.
Team Villain up already. Ooh, you hate to see it. A little uncomfortable. Still, though, we got to keep it moving here. Yes. Ubel, it has been an absolute pleasure. Shout yourself out. Where can they find you for that expert analysis?
You can find me right there, and for the rest of this weekend, I'll be on tomorrow as well at 11 a.m. and at 7 p.m. back with Lyric for our singles block. And Lyric, how about you?
If you guys like Pokemon cards and Pokemon TCG, all down there, all platforms. Like I said, I only got 2 blocks this major, so I will be back tomorrow for Wave D for my final block. I cannot wait to pass it off to this next duo. Max and AG are going to take you guys through doubles as we're only just heating up here at Collision. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll be right back.
LANFest is community. LANFest builds and supports gaming communities to support charity. We have more than 25,000 attendees.